Dear Mr. Branca, this letter is in recognition of all the great things you do as a teacher every day. When I first entered your physics class at the start of this year, I had no idea what to expect. All I had heard was that you were a fun teacher and that physics was either going to make sense or be very difficult. Those first few weeks, I was starting to believe in the later. However, in all my struggles, you always remind me that I just needed to keep going and I would understand it. At first, I don't know if I believed you, but eventually as the year progressed, it did begin to make sense. I guess physics is like life in that way. We don't always understand it right away, but if you keep going, everything will fall into place.
Casey, first of all, thanks. You are an incredible person, an incredible student, and it's one of those things I've got 3 kids, and one day I hope they grow up to be a student similar to you, because that would make me not only a very happy parent, but a very happy teacher as well. I know you will push yourself. I know that's why you are who you are today. Keep pushing yourself, keep working hard. I'm proud of you, and I'm looking forward to what you're going to become in the future.
Ms. Gibba, this letter is intended for the teacher who has been the most influential in my life to acknowledge and appreciate how you've shaped who I am. For me, that teacher is undoubtedly you. I've had you for 3 years now, and even though I'm likely not pursuing music, you've helped me learn to discover and shape myself into who I want to be. I'll never forget that first week of drum camp sophomore year, where after 4 years with the previous percussion director, we all were meeting you. As you may remember, I dropped my drum off the stand that week and cracked a rim, so I think I made a good impression. Here I am today, relatively over it and relatively a better leader. You saw my potential long before I did, and I really do believe I ended up having a positive influence over the percussion section. I don't know how great of a leader I've been this year, but I'm certain I would not have improved in my playing or leadership capabilities if it weren't for you. I hope listening to me cry all the time about being bad was worth what you got. In case you were wondering, I'm also glad I did not quit. Thank you again for all that you do. Gratefully, Jared Jones.
The first time I ever met Jared Jones was 3 years ago, summer band camp, and he played bass 5, which is a huge bass drum. It's 32 inches wide, it's a huge thing, and it was on a stand, and the first day I ever met Jared, that bass drum fell off the stand and completely cracked in half, and that was the time that I met Jared. And so he stuck in my mind, I've never forgotten him. But over time I've seen him grow as an individual. He moved on to snare drum, he became our drum captain for the drum line, and he has just grown leaps and bounds. I'm so proud of him for being in the top 10 students at Saginaw High School. You're gonna do big things in life. I'm so excited for you. You have an amazing personality. Everyone's gonna love you in college. You're gonna be so popular. Go Red Raiders.
Dear Ms. Smith, you're such an amazing, caring, and inspirational teacher, and I'm honored to have been a student of yours. From day one, when I walked into your classroom, you talked about your background as well as your journey through college and to where you are now. You have been a huge motivation to me. As a teacher and a sponsor for HOSA, you have truly impacted my experience in high school. Second period Patho is the class I look forward to, as every day I'm learning something new. Life is a journey full of blessings, and I'm grateful for you to have been a huge inspiration in my journey through life. Your positive outlook on life has made me realize to not take things for granted, but instead look at the things in an optimistic perspective and to give it time and admiration it desires. Thank you for being a motivator and mentor in my journey through life.
I would like to thank you, Mariah Ward, for choosing me to be your teacher of influence. As a teacher, you know, we obviously are passionate about the things that we do, and I would just like to let you know that it's people like you that make this experience worth it. You have been the most hardworking person I know. You are very passionate, you are very dedicated to your work, and what makes it worth it is that you're very humble about it. You're good at what you do, but you keep being good at what you do. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. You can conquer the world, and I'm gonna love sitting on the sidelines and watching while you do it. Good luck with everything else you do. Love you.
Dear Mrs. Minna, it's been a big honor to have been taught by such a great teacher like you. You're kind, helpful, and truly cared for my success as a student in both pre-AP biology and AP biology. Biology has definitely been my favorite subject in high school, and AP Bio has been one of my favorite classes. And a great class has its roots in a great teacher. I still remember how you taught by telling real-life stories of people you knew, and to this day I swear you know at least one person with every disease on this planet. Even though I haven't had you as a teacher in 2 years, your room still holds some of my best high school memories, from growing a plant with Monster to bombing a group test that we were so confident on. It's just a place I feel comfortable being in, and it always feels welcome because of you. I thank you for everything you've done for me, and I hope Saginaw High School knows how lucky it is to have a teacher like you. I know I sure do. Sincerely, Ryan Farmer.
Hi Ryan, I am so honored and so privileged to have been selected by you to go to the gala. It's been quite an adventure to see you grow up these 4 years. You were very active and super funny to have and super fun to have in class. Seeing you grow and develop through the class in biology and gain knowledge, how you interacted with your peers and everyone else, your competitiveness in the class, it was very, very fun. I just wish you the best and just know that it's just been a privilege and a blessing to see you grow up for these 4 years.
Dear Mr. Norton, even though one page is not enough to fully describe how you have shaped me in even the tiniest ways in my personal life and my education, I still want to take the time to thank you. Thank you for letting me talk to you at times where I felt down. Even though it might not have felt like much, those were the times where I felt as if my problems became a lesser burden. Thank you for teaching me how to code. Because of this, I learned that for every problem, there is a chance for a solution. Thank you for introducing me your playlist of music, your taste in movies, and the random meme backgrounds. Now I have something to smile or laugh about every day. Most of all though, thank you for teaching me the tenacity to face my problems, for even if there are 101 errors and you don't know where you messed up, eventually you can overcome your obstacles and achieve your goals.
Stephen, thank you for selecting me. It's been amazing having you in my classroom finally. It's been even better having you on my academic team and being able to compete with you in computer science and even computer applications, even though you haven't taken that class. I've enjoyed being able to get to know you and have a better understanding where you're coming from. I look forward to hearing about how things go at Rice, and congratulations with that scholarship again.
Mrs. Vega, when I first walked into your classroom last year for 5th period, I saw the kind of person that I was proud to call my teacher. Not a day went by in your class where you weren't smiling or bringing joy into the classroom. You always made an effort to ensure that every one of your students was understanding the material and that we were all enjoying our time in the classroom. Being in your class both made me appreciate what I was learning, as well as fueled my curiosity regarding the curriculum. I didn't know at that time, however, how much of an impact you would actually have on me once I joined HOSA. As my time at Saginaw comes to an end, it is important to know that you will always have a significant impact on my life and that everything you have done for me, as well as your loving and considerate character, will stay with me for the rest of my life. I hope that one day I can influence someone greatly the same way you have done to me. My thanks always, Misty Gutierrez.
Misty, I think people are drawn to you because you are so awesome. You are a leader by example. You've never asked kids to do anything that you wouldn't do. I'm not talking about just being a drum major, but being a leader, our president for HOSA. You will be greatly missed. I'm trying not to cry. I said I wouldn't. I've enjoyed your work ethic, what you've left behind, a legacy of just being you.
Coach Morris, this is going to be an emotional letter. Outside of my parents and my sister, you've been the most influential person in my life. You say that I have always been an adult, but you have helped mold me into the person I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I've created a lifetime worth of memories, and I'm hoping for many more with you and these 12 other girls who I've become way more attached to than I ever expected. You have made gymnastics the best part of my life these past 6 years and given me the ability to call the gym my second home and you my second mom. Having the opportunity to celebrate my academic success with you at the gala is important to me because you have been there for me every step of the way in everything I've accomplished these past 6 years. This letter is just one of the ways I can truly express that, but words will never be enough to explain the impact you have had on my life. I love you so much and am more thankful for you than you'll ever know.
Claire, I am so honored that you chose me out of all the teachers that you've had throughout your life and throughout high school. We've been together for 6 years now, and I remember the moment that your parents emailed me and told me that you were going to miss tryouts, but they thought you would be a great fit for my program. And I knew from the moment that you walked in the door and I had our very first conversation that you would be a great fit for our program. I told your mom the other day before we got on the bus at state meet that I felt so weird to tell your parents how much I love you guys, because as a parent, I think I would look at somebody like they were crazy if they told me how much they loved my child, because I would think there's no way you love them as much as I love them. And I know I don't love you as much as your mom and dad do, but I know I love you a whole lot.
Dear Mr. Rachels, as my senior year comes to a close, I have found myself circling back to all the stories I heard and memories I created while attending PV and whenever I went to Camp Goddard. While my brother was in 8th grade, you gave me a reason to laugh every day as I passed by your class as a 6th grader. As an 8th grader, you slowly began teaching me life lessons, although I didn't exactly appreciate them enough at the time. However, now that I'm a bit older, I have realized that through your stories, you were able to impact my life and my future decisions without even realizing it. I learned about the importance of choosing your words wisely, to always balance leisure time and work time, and to not wear super ripped jeans, because that's not a good look on anyone. Life wasn't always easy for you, and life hasn't always been easy for me, but we turned out okay. So I just wanted to say thank you for always pushing me to my limits, always keeping a smile on my face, helping me have fun and not just be an overachiever all the time, and ultimately helping me become the person I am today.
Diana, I can remember when you were a 6th grader and I first met you going to Camp Goddard, and you had to put up with me calling you David, which is your older brother's name, and that continued throughout your 6th grade, 7th grade year, and even into your 8th grade year. And yeah, I really am touched because I feel it's an honor for you to select me as an inspirational teacher. But I hope I've made a positive impact in your life, and I hope that you continue to exhibit the success that you have already. And I'm so proud of you.
Dear Ms. Kelly, I'd like to start by saying thank you for all that you do as an educator. You have single-handedly changed my perspective on math as a subject. Every day, I find myself looking forward to your class. Every day, I find myself excited to learn something new. And this is what makes you such a good teacher. You make what we learn engaging, invigorating, and simply just fun. Many students have a negative perception of math classes. I often hear, "When will I ever use this in my life?" You simply stated that no, in fact, it is not likely that you'll use integrals or derivatives in your daily life, but the value lies in what skills you gain from learning it. You learn how to problem solve, how to overcome, and work for things that are not easy. With this perspective, I've been able to gain an appreciation for math and many other classes that I normally would not have an appreciation for.
Cedric, because of your excellence, it makes me want to be a better teacher. Because I know you're always going to bring your best every day, it makes me want to do an even better job and bring my best as your teacher. I'm so glad I get to be your guest tonight because I'm excited to sit down with your parents and just ask them what it takes to raise such a great person. As I'm raising my daughter, I tell her 2 important things is to always be kind and to work very hard. And I see those 2 things exemplified in you over and over and over again.
Dear Mrs. Mullins, throughout the years, I've had many different teachers who have helped me along the way. This year, I have found myself looking forward to coming to class more and more because I have a great teacher in it. Your relatableness and understanding has created a working environment and work ethic that I one day wish to emulate when I graduate, and I thank you for that. Although you don't know this, for a while I have been contemplating and deciding what kind of field and major that I would go into college. And your class and you personally have really helped me solidify that I've wanted to study English in college. Thank you, Carla.
Hey Carla, I just wanted to say how proud I am of you. You are one of the hardest working students that I've had the privilege to teach. You're thoughtful, you're kind, you always go above and beyond what is ever expected of you, and I've learned so much from you this year, so thanks for such an awesome year.